Hello and welcome to the Insecure Chef. It's been a little bit of time has passed. My apologies for that, but we are trying to enjoy the summer. So with that said, today we're going to do a very quick recipe, but it is absolutely delicious. It is a marinated pork loin. Let me fix that. It's a marinated pork tenderloin. I ran into some problem with that with a previous presentation with this kind of pork, and I've been corrected numerous times. This, however, if my lovely wife can find it, this is absolutely, unequivocally, a pork tenderloin. So I think I got that right this time. So we're going to do a marinade. It'll be in the refrigerator for about 3 hours, and then this evening we'll barbecue it, and we'll get that portion when we get back for that. So we're very happy to be here with you today. It's a balmy 82 degrees here in northwestern New Jersey. And the rains have passed, so we're very excited about that. Okay, very quick, there really is only 5 ingredients, and the first is a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce, as usual. The recipe will be on the website. So it's basically 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a quarter of a teaspoon of coriander, a tablespoon of brown sugar, quarter of a teaspoon of lemon juice, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of apple juice. The only ingredient that you might want to fudge around with might be the brown sugar. This is a modified recipe from ones we did for years. This one doesn't have any garlic, but most certainly the original is fantastic, as this is, but you're more than welcome to use garlic. Minced garlic used to be our favorite. So with that said, I've already weighed out the dry ingredients in this little bag here. This is the coriander and the brown sugar in here. And in this cup, I've already weighed out the remaining liquids, which is the soy, the apple juice, and the lemon juice. So what I'm going to do is going to take this plastic bag. I like the Ziplocs because I don't trust those squeezy things you got to put together. I'm going to mix the liquid now with the dry. Put that in there. And I'm going to close the bag first, make sure it's closed, and I'm just going to get it a little mixing so that the brown sugar gets in there. Okay. Again, it doesn't have to dissolve. I don't even know if it will, but just you want to get the flavors kind of juiced together. All right. Now, with that said, open that back up. I'm not sure what the weight of this is, but it doesn't make all that much difference. Babe, do you know what the weight is? Was it a pound?
It was a little bit under a pound.
All right. So again, don't worry about it. A pound and a half. You know, as long as you got enough marinade to cover it. If you feel you need more marinade, just double the ingredients again.
Yeah, if you use 2 tenderloins, double the ingredients.
Oh, okay. From the lady of the house. All right. As you see, I'm putting in the tenderloin. I'm going to close the Ziploc bag, and at the moment, I'm not going to squeeze the air out, because I want to be able to move this around and get it coated like that. You know, depending on how fanatical you are, you can do this for 10 seconds, or I guess you could do it for 10 minutes, but I think that's overkill. All right. I think that's more than sufficient. Now, what I like to do is I like to kind of open the bag just a bit so I can squeeze the air out, and then I will roll the bag. Hun, if you can just hold this edge so I make sure I don't lose it.
Okay.
Just hold it like that.
Okay.
There you go. All right. I'm squeezing the air out right now. All right. And then I remember to close the last of it. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to just place it on the plate, and it's going to go in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours. And I don't know if I want you to see the inside of my refrigerator, but anyway, that's where it's going to go.
And you can marinate it overnight also. Not necessary.
Right. That's also true. So again, it's very quick and easy to prepare. And when that's done, and we're getting ready to have dinner tonight, we'll get outside and the barbecue and set it up, and you can watch the progress as it cooks. So thank you much. We'll be back later. So we are back, and the pork has been marinating now for I guess 4 hours, or maybe even more. As we mentioned earlier, we can marinate this for 3 hours, 4 hours, or as Regina pointed out, we could do it overnight. So we're ready to take this out now and bring it to the barbecue. So if you bear with me while I fight with this. Apparently my dog has an opinion. All right, let's get this dude out of here. Okay. And there you go. You see it's got picked up considerable coloration. You just close this bag so I don't get this all over the place. Obviously, if you're thinking about using this as a marinade, don't. It's got raw pork in it. Just seal it up and throw it out. Okay? So with that, we're going to head outside the barbecue. We'll meet you back there in a minute. Okay, we're outside the barbecue. Hopefully the filming comes out okay because the sun is directly in my face. How's it looking to you, dear?
Yeah, it's a little bit in your face, but
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
No one wants to see my face, I mean, as long as they can see what I'm doing. All right, so we've got the marinated meat. Now the barbecue is at 400 degrees. You can go 425, even 450. The idea behind this is that you want to make sure it's cooked, but you'd like to get a nice crusty bark on it, okay? And the marinade we use should help do that. So I'm going to place this here on the barbecue, and probably for about 20 minutes or so, but we're going to be cooking at the temperature. We're going to make sure the internal temperature is at least 145 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's the most important thing for us. You can cook it to whatever temperature you like. I wouldn't overcook it because pork can dry out. This pork is always juicy because of the nature of the marinade and the time it spends in it. So we're going to be putting this in here now. I'm going to grab this big guy and I'm going to lay him between the two burners. So right now it's indirect heat to some extent. Now I won't be leaving it there for very long, but I like to get the meat warmed up inside. And then eventually what I'll be doing is rotating it around, changing it, so I can make sure I get all the both ends of it cooked nicely. And then I'll be laying it directly over the flame, keeping a close eye on it to get that nice bark flavor. So when we start getting close to the end, we'll be back. Okay, at this stage with my trusty thermometer, it's at a safe temperature, so we're going to be removing it and take it into the house where we'll let it rest a few minutes and then we'll slice it. There's the tenderloin. I got a nice crusty bark on it. That crispiness is delicious. It may some say the best part of it, but at this point now we're going to be taking it off on the plate. I'll close the barbecue, and we shall meet you inside.
okay.
Okay, we're back in the kitchen, getting out my one of my many trusty knives, and we're going to slice this up, but someone forgot to get me a fork, so we're gonna.
Oh, it's right there, hon, by the paper towels. You can use that one.
Well, there you go. Get an inner working of the marriage. So I'm going to just cut into this, take a look at it. Let's start over here, if you will. Well, babe, how do you normally cut it? Do you work the tail and go over?
You could do it either way. Doesn't matter.
And I'm saying, do you cut
Yeah.
it off here?
Yeah, you can cut it in half first and
Okay.
then slice it.
Alrighty. My wife's the boss of these things in that regard. Very nicely done, as you can see. All right. So, it's going to take a few slices, and hope at this point you've concluded it's a good idea to try this. It is great flavor, and as I mentioned earlier, normally it has garlic in it, and maybe even one or two other original ingredients. But due to our dietary concerns, we've made a modification. We've done it before, and it's absolutely delicious either way. It's a milder version without the garlic and such, but we didn't cut much. So, just to give you an idea of what it looks like, probably cutting it too big for my wife's tastes, but anyway, this is our dinner for this evening, and I hope you can see it, and I won't waste your time cutting the whole thing. You can use that time to make one of these for yourself. So, for the Insecure Chef and his lovely wife Regina,
Have a great night.
and thank you for watching, and I I'm going to dig into this right away.
Me
Take care.
too.